I'm Andy Vanderhoff. Welcome back to this episode of Kitchen WOD. This week I'd like to talk a little bit more in depthly about the importance of nutrition. Every week we talk about nutrition, but this week I'd like to talk more specifically about why we may not be seeing the results that we want to see. Previously I've talked about being a big fan of the 90-10 rule, so 10% of the time eating for joy, and I still believe in that. However, I think sometimes we get a little bit off track, or we get really far off track, or we just feel like we exercise enough that we can out-exercise our nutrition. Or maybe also we feel like nutrition really just isn't that big of a deal. So what I'd like to really focus on this week is some simple steps that you can make, but also really focus on nutrition truly is important. And there's no better time than to really pay attention to it than now for both yourself and your family. So there's this quick pyramid here. It's actually part of the CrossFit methodology. And as you can see at the bottom of it is nutrition. So you think about a pyramid and how the next level is supported by the level below it. You see that nutrition is the first part of that pyramid. So I know that this is a CrossFit methodology, and this isn't just about your level of fitness. This certainly isn't about your level of aesthetic appearance. What this really is about your health. If you're not feeling the way that you want to feel, if you're not sleeping the way that you want to sleep, if you're not having the energy to do the things that you want to do, chances are it's probably related to your nutrition. If you're not performing in the gym the way that you want to, it's probably related to your nutrition. Is your 90-10 not really 90-10? You really need to be honest with yourself. Maybe keep a journal. If you're a CrossFit Pellet athlete, you have the option to go ahead and enter in your nutrition into Wodify. I can take a look at that. Someone else can take a look at that. Really encourage you just to be serious about your nutrition, not just for your performance, but just for your overall health. I can't stress it enough, but the consumption of excessive refined carbohydrates causes so much damage to the body long-term wise. That's okay sometimes, but I think you're really going to see in yourself and in your children, if you really improve your nutrition, you're going to see a huge difference in your health. So what are some quick and practical ways to be able to do that? Let's take a look at this plate here. I wrote this backwards so that it would show okay, so my writing doesn't look the best. This is just a quick way to really think about what you should be eating and what your family should be eating as well. This is for all your meals and for all your snacks, is really to balance this out. The majority of the plate, what we want to see in the majority of this is low glycemic index carbohydrates. So, if you're eating chili, for example, that is going to be, your onions, your tomatoes, and maybe a few beans. We're going to have mainly low-fat protein sources is what I want you to eat, and just a little bit of fat. So soups, you can think about that, adding in that little bit of fat, making sure you have that protein. We're getting into grilling season. I can put my visual away here. Getting into grilling season. I really want you to focus on good quality, lower fat proteins. We'd prefer that you get your fats from sources like olive oil or nuts, seeds, things like that instead. And when I talk about low glycemic carbohydrates, talking about fresh produce. So you can have some fruit, of course, but I really want you to focus more on green vegetables, things like that. In terms of your fat, don't be scared of fat. I'm thinking about fat causing cholesterol and things like that. That's kind of an old idea. What they're finding now more in research, that's really not the case. So don't shy away from those heart-healthy fats. The more active you are, the more fat you can have in your diet. Also, don't shy away from carbohydrates, but we don't want that to be the majority of your calories either. Vegetables, leafy greens, of course. Carbohydrates, we want you to kind of stage those more around your active times. Same with your children as well. Have them have a piece of fruit before a practice or things like that. But make sure that you're also providing a little bit of fat and some protein with that as well. So what I really want you to concentrate on this week is being honest with yourself about what you're putting into your body. Being honest with yourself about how you're feeling when you eat those foods. Keep a journal. Keep track of what you're eating. And you owe it to yourself to put forth some effort into your diet and into your family's diet as well. If you check out our blog later on, I'm going to have some recipes up there for some quick crock pot ideas. getting into grilling season, just some really easy things. A little bit of prep time on the weekend is going to help you a lot during the week. So really stop making excuses. You deserve to eat well. You deserve to feel good. And a lot of times people don't know how good they can feel until they make those changes. So don't be upset with the results that you're not seeing if you're not willing to put that work in. So we want you to be successful both in the gym, but especially outside of the gym. We want you to have a long and healthy life. And we know that your nutrition plays a huge part in that. Thanks for watching.